for a moment, please, so we can start our presentation. So to kick off tonight's event, we have a very special video. So with that, let's roll video.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful facility. Let's give it a huge round of applause. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Thank you for coming out. 800 people strong tonight have already come through the door, so we appreciate you coming to look at the greatest product on earth. So with that, I'm Mark Cannon. I'm the Executive Vice President, Chief Marketing Officer, and I'd like to introduce a few special guests. I'm going to ask them all to come up on the stage as we begin our program. First of all, our General Manager, one of the finest in the country, Chell. Please come up. Chell, give him a round of applause. And President, ladies and gentlemen, he's also the Chairman of the Atlanta Fed, ladies and gentlemen, our own Mike Jackson. Today, today he is the global leader of Porsche worldwide sales. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Detlef von Platen. Also joining us, 3 classic race car drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has won, legendary, has won 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 times. Hurley Haywood. Hurley, come on up. The first women to win a tour in North America, Christina Nielsen. And finally, this gentleman is world-renowned for his photography, but a lot of people don't know about his filmmaking, don't know about he won Pikes Peak 8 times. Nobody has won Pikes Peak 8 times. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Schwartz. So with that, Chell, I'm going to let you start off the program.
Thank you. Well, welcome everybody, and welcome to your new Porsche home, Porsche Irvine. I first want to say, Happy Valentine's Day. This is for the love of Porsche. And when we started planning this opening night, we were very up and down. How many people were we going to get? Maybe we were going to get 300, 400, 500 people maybe. But the final total was 1,477 RSVPs tonight. So I want to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. I've been with Porsche for 23 years. This is my third grand opening speech. And every grand opening speech, I say, how am I going to fill this store? And this store, I'm looking at the building or the property next to me, and I know I want to go over there too, because this place is going to pack the house. I also want to thank everybody for their hospitality. They've been so kind to our staff. They've been so welcoming to us. It's just like I feel like I'm a new preacher in a new church in this city. So I appreciate everybody. And I just want to talk about the brand for 2 minutes. The brand is, to me, is very emotional. To me, it's almost. I knew my first Porsche in 1993. I know the smell of it. I know the touch of it. And I know the sound of it. And I know everyone that has a Porsche in here knows each and exactly which Porsche they've owned, and they can tell you exactly the smell and the sound of the car. And I just want to thank everyone for coming tonight. And just right here just proves that you guys are Porsche all the way. And I want to introduce Mike Jackson. He's the man that made this happen.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you all for being here on Valentine's Day. Thank you for committing to your significant other that you would buy them a Porsche tonight. We're very grateful. And on behalf of the 27,000 associates of AutoNation across the country, we welcome you here tonight. We're very proud to be America's largest automotive retailer. We retail over 600,000 cars a year. We service over 4 million cars a year. But I have to tell you, deep in our soul, our favorite, most passionate brand that we're absolutely, completely bonkers about is Porsche. And for me, it's a 911 Turbo S. It's like a drug. I can't live without it. I need a little adrenaline shot every day, and there's nothing better. I'm happy to say we are one of the largest Porsche retailers in the world. From coast to coast, this is our 5th Porsche store. We're opening our 6th Porsche service center in Texas. And Detlef, if there's more we can talk about, we can make another deal yet tonight. But we retail and service thousands of Porsche, and we're absolutely crazy about it. So we're thrilled with this grand opening. We're thrilled that Joe is relocated down from Seattle, Washington to lead this store. We think it'll be a great success. We have big plans to also improve our store in Newport Beach, which you'll see unfold. We know it's too tight, but we have solutions that are going to unfold. So we're very excited about that. But the man that inspires us with passion about Porsche is no doubt the man who's leading Porsche around the world. We're very, very grateful to have him here tonight. I have to tell you a story. When Detlef and I first shook hands on this dealership some years ago, I said, now you got to come to the grand opening. So I don't know what part of the world he's come in from to be here tonight, but the one and only Detlef van Platen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you for these very nice words. I'm extremely honored to be here tonight with you for this grand opening of the all-new brand Porsche Center here in Irvine. And it makes me really very happy. It's a special occasion for me to be here because, as Mike just said, we started to work together on this project a couple of years ago. And I was at that time still the president and the CEO of Porsche Cars America. Since then I moved to Germany, but was so looking forward to seeing this realization. And look guys, look at what we are seeing here. It's an amazing, stunning facility. And most important is the atmosphere conveying the fascination, exclusivity of this brand. You know, Porsche in California has always been a very important relationship. We call this at Porsche a love affair, and I'm saying this with a French accent. It started in 1950 when Porsche was a small company, and it became a global brand because of the success Porsche had here in California. And this is why it's so important that we see this developing here. The fact that we have a second Porsche Center now here in Southern California next to Porsche Newport Beach is a perfect example on the business vitality of California and of course the vision of AutoNation in developing new market opportunities and developing this brand. This guy here, Shell, I know him for many years, and he brought what makes Porsche special. And what makes Porsche special is the fact that from the beginning, all our cars, all our sport cars, from the beginning up to now, carry the same DNA, the quintessential DNA of a sports cars. And you brought together here a collection of beautiful cars, which you will see. I don't call this a workshop, I call this a kitchen. This is where we cook our products. And you need to go there to see a 550, a Monte Carlo 914, a 901, a 550 Spider, and so on. This is absolutely amazing. This is where we see the passion of Porsche. And this guy, I tell you a story about this. We share actually a passion together, which is flying. And we both hold a licensed pilot. And the other thing is, this guy, when he got his first RS America 911 RS America in 1993, and when he bought it, he brought it home and he spent the night in the car, sleeping in the car. This is what we call Porsche passion. So, Shell, on behalf of the entire people working at Porsche AG, on behalf of AutoNation, we wish you and your team, all the best of success. This will be a destination for Porsche here in California. We wish you all the best. You have a great future in front of you. We will keep building and developing purist cars like the 911 GT2, the 911R. We are, of course, looking in the future. You will see very soon a crazy car named Mission E, which is a battery electrical Porsche, amazing. But I tell you, I had a chance to drive it a couple of weeks ago. And you know, I'm kind of a petrol head guy, so I was thinking, driving a Porsche with an electric engine, no way. But this was a huge experience for me. This car you will see next year coming up is just insane. It will be a Porsche, a different Porsche, but really insanely good. Shell, I wish you all the best. Put a lot of passion here and make our customers happy, because you are everything for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Detlef. So, joining us this evening are three legendary Porsche performance drivers. And we're just going to have a few words here, and then they're going to spend the evening they're very approachable, very talkative. So I'm going to start with you, Early. So you are arguably, and I would argue on the positive side, the greatest endurance driver in the history of motorsport, right? I mean, who wins the 24 hours of Daytona and the 24 hours of Le Mans in the same year? Who does that? That's crazy. So what is your unique skill that you have this ability to drive quick and fast, thousands of miles, and keep that machine together?
Well, I think when I first started with Porsche, and I've been with Porsche for over 50 years, but the first time I actually drove on an official Porsche racing team was 1977. And Professor Porsche looked at me and he said, at Porsche, we make zero mistakes. So you as a driver have to make no mistakes. If you make no mistakes, you'll have a very good chance of winning. And that's sort of been, I remembered those words like they were yesterday. And to be successful, especially in the long distance races, you absolutely have to be perfect. You can't make any mistakes. And one of the things I've always thought was important was you have to have the ability to adapt to change, because your environment completely changes lap after lap, minute to minute. And if you don't adapt to those conditions, you're just going to go to the back of the pack. So you have to be patient. You just have to have the right mindset. Some people just have a knack for that, or other people really have to struggle with that. But I really, if you had to condense it, I think that was one of the key elements that have been successful for me in these long distance races.
Beautifully said. So, Christina, you drive on the edge. You take it to the limit. Did you ever have a moment in the car where you said, uh-oh, I went too far this time. I'm past the limits of the car and of my skill?
Yeah, I did that at the Nordschleife. If any of you know what that track looks like, it's called the Green Hell for a reason, and it's a place where you don't have any room for mistake, and unfortunately that was one of the places I did have a bit too much courage back in 2012.
And what were you driving at that moment?
A Porsche, so I was well protected.
So it can happen even in a Porsche.
I think it can happen in any car. That was definitely a mistake that happens between the seat and the steering wheel.
Jeff, Pikes Peak takes a unique courage, because the penalty for a mistake going up Pikes Peak is high. It's loosey-goosey. You're on all kinds of road surfaces. How the hell do you win that 8 times?
Well, is this on? Here, let me have that. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, Pikes Peak, needless to say, takes a lot of commitment. And it is a place with a lot of consequence. 1,000-foot drop-offs, no guardrails. When I first started racing at Pikes Peak, it was all dirt. And that eventually evolved to where it was half dirt and half pavement. And now it's fully paved. And just to give you some idea, you know, it's 156 turns. It starts at about 9,000 feet and finishes at 14,000 feet. It's the highest paved road in America, so it's a pretty exciting drive. But, you know, for me, it's about learning it, and never, no matter how many times you've run there, I've run there 16 times, and I've run in 12 different Porsches in those 16 times. No matter what year, what day of the week of practice, if anything is, my routine is exactly the same. I go practice, I drive up on the mountain in my personal car, I look at it the night before, the section I'm going to run the following day, and I never deal with the full mountain, because we never race the full mountain until the last day, so I never look at the whole mountain until the night before, so I'm not overwhelmed by all the information you need to have. But for me, it's such a fun place to drive. It's about the length of Nordschleife, Nürburgring. It has about the same amount of turns. And, you know, when I first started there, I was running 12 and a half minutes in twin turbo Porsches. And now I'm one of the few people under 10 minutes there. So it's definitely an exciting place. But Porsche's provided a great car. And to prove that, in 2011, we actually took a GT2 RS from here, had Porsche Motorsport build it into a race car with the safety equipment. I drove it from California to Pikes Peak, and we put numbers on it at the local dealership there, and we ran it up there, and were able to finish second in class, just a second and a half off the time there, and set a production car record. So Porsche has the cars to back it up.
So I'm very happy your new local dealership is right here in Irvine. We'll be happy to put all the numbers on your car for you. So Detlef, you have a passion for racing, and I'll never forget sharing Le Mans with you. Toyota was winning the race, and all they had to do was cruise it home, and out of nowhere, Porsche wins the race. Is this one of the most unforgettable moments of your life?
First, it was a very special Le Mans because we spent the night together. And in Le Mans, there is one tradition, which is you don't sleep in Le Mans. Never. This is something where you start, then you look at the race, and at night you go to all these corners. This is the most beautiful way to see Le Mans, and we talk, and this Le Mans is something, 24 hours of Le Mans is something you have to experience. And this time it was a very special Le Mans. We thought we would have all the chances on our side, and with a strong fight against Toyota. Toyota was trying to, and is still trying to win Le Mans for now 18 years. And we lost one car, we lost the second car, the third car was trying to follow the race. And Toyota almost was sure for the victory. And remember the guys working in our paddock. We had an engine problem. They had to repair the engine. They worked an hour, and I could see these technicians tired, but thinking, if we have a chance, we need to look at it. And this was an absolutely amazing race, because Le Mans was almost finished. Toyota was leading, and just before, I think 3 minutes before the end of the race, 3 minutes, all of a sudden the Toyota got a problem and had to stop. And it was a very, very tough moment, not only for Toyota but for us, because you don't like to see this. Toyota lost the race, we won the race. But the most important thing, and which made it very strong for me, was this the moment when the people from Porsche went to Toyota and said, guys, you did a fantastic race. We had Dr. Porsche going to see Toyota, Mr. Toyota, to congratulate him for the race. And at the end of the day, this type of strong moments where you have 2, 3 cars fighting for 24 hours. You have just a difference of a couple of minutes at the end, and something happens. And this is Le Mans. You don't win a race until you finish the race. And I think there is one rule, I think, which is very important also for the business: never give up. Never give up.
Detlef, I think you have a special presentation you'd like to make to Mike and Chell over there. Sure. So why don't we do that?
So, Mike, this is my privilege and my honor to present you a little present, which is a souvenir of our grand opening today. And I wish you all the very best. I hope that this plaque will find a nice place in this beautiful building. I wish you all the best, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. You have 3 legendary racers who will still make more history to join you this evening. Please feel free to talk to them. Thank you all for being here this evening.
Thank you, everybody. Please don't forget the raffle that we have going on. Benefits Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Food, hors d'oeuvres, drinks will continue to flow. So again, get a chance to go to the back, look at the vehicles, the race cars over out at the cigar bar. Thank you.